Today I'm taking a look at the Fantech MAXFIT81 Frost Wireless, and I think a lot of people will like it because it has an OLED screen and a knob. The front of the box has just some basic stuff about the keyboard. The back has a few details about the keyboard, and on the left here we can see it says it's a 75% form factor, has 3 modes of connectivity, a 4000 mAh battery inside, comes with foam already included in the keyboard, and has pre-loop stabilizers too. And the main thing is that it comes with this interactive OLED screen and a knob. On the right side you can see the outline of the keyboard here, so the screen will be on the top right. And I have the Gateron G Pro yellow switches here with the grey die-sub PBT keycaps on the black frost case. And included in the box are a few paperworks and accessories, like this 2-in-1 switch and keycap puller, a black Type A to C charging cable, the MAXFIT81 Frost Wireless user manual, a letter from the CEO of Fantech, and the warranty card for the keyboard. And of course you get the keyboard here as well. So again, this is the Frost Black version here, and I really love how it looks. And you can see straight away where the OLED screen is right above the knob on the top right corner. This is the side profile of the MAXFIT81, and as you can see you can increase the height if you don't like it with the adjustable feet. The other side is basically the same, you just get the knob and the screen here. The front looks pretty clean, but you do get a small MAXFIT81 sticker here. I don't really like it, it makes it feel really cheap. On the back you just get the Type-C connection port in the middle. On the bottom you'll get 4 non-slip rubber feet on the corners, the 2 height adjustable feet previously mentioned, the 2.4 GHz wireless dongle that is attached with a magnet over here, pretty snug fit, and the on-off switch right below it. With the keyboard turned on, this is what the RGB looks like. It does slightly illuminate the frosted case here, and it does look pretty good. Moving on to the keycaps, the PBT die-sub keycaps here appear to be pretty good. The print on the keycaps here are pretty decent. It's not the best, but it's pretty good for the price. They do appear to be sharp and clear, and the thickness of the PBT used here is around 1.8 mm. My version here has the Gateron G Pro yellow switches, but they do have more options if you're not into these linear switches. And they are the Pro lineup, so they do come pre-looped, and I love how smooth they are out of the box, no complaints from me. The steps here are the usual Fantech yellow plate mounted steps, and they do come looped as well, but I do recommend you loop them yourself or retune them because they are a little bit rattly out of the box. As for the PCB, it's a south-facing hot swap 5-pin PCB, and I will cover more of it in the teardown. Alright, now let's talk about the main thing, which is the OLED screen on the MAXFIT81. When you first turn on or plug in the keyboard, the OLED screen will show the Fantech logo, followed by which mode it's in, and after that it just shows some basic information like the date, time, and the battery percentage of the keyboard. Not only that, when you are switching in between modes, let's say Bluetooth or the 2.4 GHz mode and wired mode, the screen here will indicate which mode you are in. And when you're adjusting the RGB on the keyboard, like the brightness levels or the speed, it will also show up here. It's pretty basic stuff, but I find it useful. But for me, I think the best part is where you get to customize what goes on the screen. So all you need to do is connect the keyboard through the wired mode and then download the Fantech core driver software from Fantech's website. The software is pretty simple to use. The main page is where you can configure the keys, the knob, and the function layers. The lighting page is where you can adjust the RGB modes, speed, and brightness. The macros page is where you can make new macros or add-ins once you have previously done. And the sketchpad mode is where you can draw or make your own designs and upload it to the keyboard, and as you can see, I have a few saved here. So to add in a GIF or video that you want to display, you just need to press select picture over here and choose and upload your GIF into the software, and it will help you to turn it into frames. After that is imported, I recommend that you save the GIF so it will appear in your library and you can rename it or use it in the future. After that, if you want it to appear on your keyboard, you just have to press upload GIF. And that's it. It's basically the same for an image as well. Now you can just display any images you have on the keyboard. I do recommend you use like lower resolution or lower bit GIFs so it looks better. If you upload a high resolution image or very clear video, it doesn't appear very nice on this pixelated screen. Now it's time to open it up and check out what mods are included in the MAXFIT81. And to do this, I'm just going to be using some plastic pliers to pry the clips around the case because they did not use any screws here and it's pretty easy to open. After all the prying, the top frame just comes out and the plate can be lifted up and the cables connecting the battery and the screen can be unplugged. Even the plate and the PCB isn't screwed together, so you can open it like this. So for the mods included here, you get a pre-cut plate foam, a thin piece of switch pad, and some foam here at the bottom of the case. This is what the switches look like on the plate here, and I'm not so sure what material the plate is, but it's not flexible at all. Oh, and you do get some sound dampeners here at the spacebar. This is the PCB used here. It's really cool in my opinion. It even has the Fantech logo and the MAXFIT81 version on it. It does look really high quality to me, and on the back you can see the Type-C port here in the middle and you have the small on-off switch over here. And from the back I can tell that Fantech is using CIY hot swap sockets here. Here is just a closer look at the OLED screen. It's just held in place with 4 screws and it connects to the PCB through this cable here. As for the mounting system of the keyboard, the plate just sits on some rubber here on the bottom of the case and there's not much movement or flex at all. And that was the full teardown of the MAXFIT81, and let's move on to the typing sound test to hear how it sounds. So, the Fantech MAXFIT81 Frost Wireless comes with a knob, a customizable OLED screen, some pretty good mods inside already, has wireless functionality, nice RGB, and a pretty good starting price too at $85 US. Honestly, I really like the keyboard and I hope Fantech releases a metal case for it just like the MAXFIT61. And of course, if you are interested, all the links will be down in the description below, and thanks to Fantech for sending this keyboard over for a review. And that does it for this video guys. Leave a like if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Even more keyboard reviews coming very soon, and as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye guys.